Hi and welcome to Happy Kitty Kitchen. Today I'm making crispy, juicy chicken schnitzels with a side of crunchy coleslaw and rich, smooth mashed potatoes, which is the ultimate comfort combination. I start out with the slaw because the longer this marinates in the sauce, the better it gets. So start by slicing cabbage thinly using a mandolin. I usually like adding in white cabbage as well, but red cabbage was all I had available. Next, I'm grating the carrots. Now, in this other step, if you're not a fan of onion in your coleslaw, you can skip this, but it adds more depth to the salad, so I chop them finely, and then I toss everything into a mixing bowl and start mixing by hand, just so I can break up any vegetables that are stuck together. Now to start the dressing, in a separate bowl, I'm adding in salt, black pepper, dried dill, ranch seasoning, which if you don't have, it's just onion powder, garlic powder, dried dill, and parsley, and buttermilk powder. And yes, I know buttermilk powder isn't available in each household, so you can easily substitute with a spoon of yogurt or actual buttermilk. I add in sugar, then hot water to dissolve and mix everything. If you use yogurt or buttermilk, you may want to decrease the amount of water so that it doesn't come out too runny. Then I add in mayonnaise, apple cider vinegar, and milk. Mix them all up and then pour it over the salad and mix. I added chopped parsley to the salad at the end there as well. Give it a taste to see if you want to change anything, and if everything is to your liking, cover the bowl and refrigerate. For the mashed potatoes, start by peeling and cutting potatoes into slightly smaller pieces so that they boil faster, and toss them in a pot and start boiling. In a separate bowl, I'm adding in the ingredients that I will mix into the potatoes once they are mashed. I've got salt, minced garlic, black pepper, chopped parsley, and butter. Now, I'm just preparing my chicken station, starting with the dredging flour. I'm mixing 1 cup of all-purpose flour and 2 tablespoons of potato flour. If you don't have that, it's okay, you can substitute with corn flour, or you can just use all-purpose flour only. Of course, we must season this with salt, black pepper, white pepper, oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, dried dill, and then we mix. For the crispy coating, I'm mixing 1 cup of panko crumbs and half a cup of regular breadcrumbs. The panko crumbs give them an extra crunch, and the breadcrumbs get into the nooks and crannies that the panko does not cover. And for an extra burst of flavor, I'm also adding in shredded Parmesan cheese. I have my eggs cracked and mixed in a bowl, and everything is ready, so now I move on to the chicken itself. Butterfly the boneless chicken breasts by cutting the breast in half, but not all the way through, so you can open it like a book. Next, I need to flatten it so that it becomes thinner and even. The fastest way is for me to cover with baking paper or plastic wrap and pound it with the bottom of a heavy pan. To coat the now flattened and thin breast, start with a flour that will stick to the chicken immediately and also make the egg mix cling on better. Then it goes into the crumbs mix. So flour, egg, crumbs. Now, as the oil for frying the chicken heats up, I'm going to tend to the boiled potatoes. I check using a fork if they're cooked through. As for the small bowl I have, I'm going to put it in the microwave for 5 minutes on low. I want the butter to really heat up and cook the minced garlic that's in there slightly, just enough to remove the raw garlic taste. I mean, you could just as well throw everything in with the boiled potatoes, and the heat from the potatoes could cook everything down and melt the butter. So just do whatever feels best for you. As you can see, I did not throw away the water from the potatoes and just poured it into a separate bowl. I add the potato water back into the now mashed potatoes, which will soften and smooth them out significantly and give them a nicer, silkier texture. But if you prefer your mash lumpy, you can skip this step. My oil has heated up, so I carefully place my first beautifully breaded chicken in there, then focus back on the potatoes. I add in the butter, garlic, parsley, and keep mashing until everything is well combined. I decided I also want some cheese in there, so threw in some shredded mozzarella cheese just to make it a bit yummier. The chicken doesn't take too long to cook since I flattened it out. I think it was about 2 minutes on each side. I can't tell you how long it takes because maybe yours might be a thicker piece of chicken or your stove runs hotter than my stovetop. All I can say is fry until golden, use a spoon to baste, and pour oil over the pieces that are popping out of the oil, and don't be afraid to cut into the chicken to check it for doneness when you take it out of the pan. It's really easy to just throw the chicken back into the oil if it's not cooked through, and if you fried the chicken until it's black and burned and dry, well, there's no going back from there. If you feel like this meal takes too many steps, here's the good news. You could always crumb the chicken breasts the night before and refrigerate them and just fry them the next day. Best thing about this dish is that even if you have any leftover chicken schnitzels, you can turn them into delicious sandwiches. Put them in a sandwich with a coleslaw and mustard and a slice of tomato, some nice pickles, and you've got a fancy restaurant-style sandwich or burger with very little effort. And if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. I hope you make it and try this out, and have a great day. Bye!